Hey, welcome to All About the Joy, the podcast. I am so happy to have had such a great week, and I want to share it with you. We had the live stream on Thursdays, as we always do, at 6 p.m. Pacific time. And this past week, we had a whole bunch of people come by and hang out in the chat. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who's being so supportive of this kind of fun hangout. You know, it just reminds me of kind of doing something every week where you're meeting up with friends and just having a little chit chat, and it's going so well. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who's been supporting me, not just by liking our page on LinkedIn, but also on YouTube and Facebook. Check out the website, All About the Joy. And as much as I hate doing kind of all of this reach out and advertising, I understand that if you don't ask, people will not help you and support you. So I'm asking, and I'm also saying thank you. I got the most downloads of my podcast last week. I could not believe it. So thank you. Because that's separate than the live stream, right? I mean, they're kind of the same idea. And sometimes I will just drop the audio from the live stream into the podcast recording. But then most days I'm going to kind of do some commentary like I'm going to do today. So just welcome. Thank you. And I'm just really appreciative. So I'm going to answer a direct message I received. Actually, somebody went to my website and sent me a message. I've been getting a lot of feedback and I appreciate it. Most of it is very positive. Some people are asking questions. And at some point, I'm going to just sit down and answer questions. Some of them are ridiculous questions like, why are my teeth so white? That was a great one. I will answer that question at some point in the future, so stay tuned. But I love that question. It was funny. But this one was serious, and it had something to do with the live stream. We had Christopher Gales on the show, and along with Rick Costa, of course, and we had this wonderful conversation about music, the music business, artificial intelligence, and we ran the gamut on just a whole bunch of subject matters. Prince, what is considered music, why I don't like country music, and how he's sure that if I listen to a wonderful group that I will admire or at least appreciate the banjo more. So it was a great, awesome, fun time. We went way over, and I'm trying to edit the little clips now so that people can get little morsels of it, 1 minute at a time, as opposed to listening to the whole hour and 30 minutes of the show. But check it out if you can. Let me read one. I'm just going to read a portion of an email that was sent to me, a DM, I should say, through my website. And this is the quote. I'm not going to say who sent it. It doesn't really matter who sent it, but I went back and forth and decided I wanted to talk about this a little bit. So they said, and I quote, "Why are you putting one of our own on blast like that? She is 10 times better than most of them. She can dance, act, and sing. You haven't seen her in concert, obviously." So they're talking about Jennifer Lopez. I had made a comment about Jennifer Lopez, and we actually talked about quite a few artists on the show. And I'm going to insert the snippet here so that you can listen to the full context. And then I will jump in on the other side and give you some more reflection on it. So here it goes.
That is
But
true.
it's cool. I think it's amazing and it's cool. And it's like, wow, you can do all this. Just even like with the pictures you can do with certain websites. I forget what they're called, but you just put in blue dog flying in space and it'll give you it like in a second. I'm like, what? It's really cool.
Back to music. To music, AIs, algorithms, and all that. There are some musicians out there, some singers out there that don't know how to sing, but thanks to auto-tune.
I can even tell you who those singers are, and I will not put you in that position, but I can name them right now.
which is a version of essentially AI.
Yeah. I mean, I love Jennifer Lopez with all my heart. She is Latina. I want to support her. But I don't know if She would still be a big superstar because she's a performer. She's like, it's kind of the Tom Cruise thing, right? Like people I've been getting a lot of mail from people. So thank you. Some of it not very nice, but I love Tom Cruise. I think he's great. Top Gun, blah, 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 whatever. And I think he should have gotten an Oscar for a movie he did, Born on the 4th of July. If you've never seen Tom Cruise do amazing acting, watch him in Born on the 4th of July. It's an incredible movie. It is heartbreaking. He plays a soldier in a wheelchair. That's all I'll say. A veteran. But my point is Tom Cruise is Tom Cruise, and he's a performer. You know what I mean? I'm not going to put him up against Anthony Hopkins or whoever, Jeremy Irons or some of these other actors. And with Jennifer Lopez, it's kind of the same thing. It's not that I don't think she doesn't have some fun jamming music, but she's a performer. And I remember when she first started in Living Color. And I mean, I was a dancer, so I was like, okay, Jenny from the block. What?
Yeah. That's my first memory. She was one of the Fly Girls. I was like,
she was one of the Fly Girls, and she was amazing. Wow. Yeah, and Living Color. Living Color produced a lot of people. A lot
of. I mean, they're not just comedians. They're not just actors, but they are. I mean, Jamie Foxx. My gosh, Is he
out of the hospital? Wasn't he in the hospital or something?
Yeah, stroke. Yeah, stroke.
I heard he's getting better.
Wait, did they say he had a stroke? Was that validated, or was that started a rumor?
I heard somebody speaking. He is now talking to people. So
okay,
maybe.
Because I know his daughter had put out a statement, and then everybody was like, I heard it was a stroke. I'm like, you know what? Stop.
Yeah.
He is so talented. Oh my God.
He is beyond talented. Beyond talented. I mean, you put him into anything, media, any medium, and he's owning it. Comedy, or drama, action, singing, playing piano.
Oh, he's incredible. All the Wayans brothers are, they are all brilliant. Jennifer Lopez, Jim Carrey was from Living Color as well. Carrey, yeah. So many people from that show. What, Rick?
We wouldn't even have Jim Carrey as we know it today if it wasn't for Living Color.
Would not.
Incredible.
And there are videos of him giving huge credit to the Wayans brothers for doing what they did for him, giving him the shot that they gave him.
Yep.
That was a great show.
Oh gosh, yeah. So
I really miss it actually. Now that we're just talking about that, but
yeah. What? I am Marshall Bell. Let me tell you something.
Yeah. Homie, don't play that.
I remember 2 snaps around the world or whatever. It's like 2 snaps around the world. It's so funny. But yeah, I think Jennifer Lopez is a great example of somebody who probably benefits from. I don't think it's AI though, isn't it? Voice enhancement microphones or something. I don't know what they are, but
there's an algorithm that it listens to, and it knows which key that the person is in. And when they sing outside of the key, it will automatically bend the pitch up to where it's supposed to be, and processes it and sends it back out to you. So that would qualify as AI.
Okay, yeah, okay. So
it's kind of like if you listen to me, you hear me doing a show and you hear my background vocals pop in. Right. I have a button that I push, and it has microphones on either side. It's listening to my guitar. It knows which key I'm in. When I press that button and sing into my microphone, I used to be able to feel the delay, but now I don't so much. But there's a slight delay of it processing. It's saying, Chris is singing this note in this key. Let's add these pitches above and below him.
Oh, okay. So that is AI. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't have a problem with, I don't have a problem. I love Jennifer Lopez. I do. I think it's interesting. Like I'm very good with tone. I can hear pitch. I cannot sing. Like I can't sing. You know what I mean? Like it's okay.
That's all right. But if you have the feeling and you do practice to at least hold the pitch somewhat, I mean, have you listened to Bob Dylan?
True, but true. Look, I'm going to use a different example. Whoopi Goldberg in the Sister Act movies, right? We can all sing. We all sing in the car, in the shower. It don't mean we singers. You know what I mean? Bob Dylan's. So I'm going to say something that there's a whole other genius there happening with Bob Dylan, right? And you know that that would be hard for me to say because it's not my genre of music, but that's a whole different ballgame of genius and respect that I have for him because he's using what he has and creating art anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I think it's different. I'm sorry?
So why can't you do that too?
Because I would sound more like Whoopi in Sister Act 2. It doesn't mean I can't sing. It just means it doesn't sound beautiful. I want a voice like Whitney Houston. That's what I want.
If I could get away with just playing guitar and making a living at it, that's what I would do.
Playing guitar?
I was the singing aspect of it. It took some pushing to get me to sing.
Oh no, but you can sing. You know you can sing.
I love performing. But when I hear myself sing, I do not. I feel a lot like you do. Yeah, a lot like you're expressing now. You know, that is part of the reason why there's so little of my recordings out there. And the very first thing I release is an instrumental.
Oh, that's so interesting.
So it's yeah.
Ash Paul said, "I sound like a cat having baptism."
That's where in the big world producers come in. Mm-hmm. You go out there, you give your performance the best you possibly can. The producer help you give that performance, then you walk away, leave it alone. Somebody else has to package it up and ship it out. That's an aspect that Prince didn't have a problem with. He was confident in everything that he does, but.
Okay, so I'm back on the podcast, and I think you can hear from that exchange that we were being as respectful as possible. I, of course, feel very comfortable giving my opinion because I am not in the music industry. And also, I don't think there's anything wrong with sharing an honest truth about artificial intelligence, about voice enhancement techniques, about artists who use it, and people having an opinion on their preference on who they consider one kind of artist or another. So here's what I want to say. I actually think the problem isn't whether or not Jennifer Lopez uses voice enhancement mics or whatever. I don't even know what it's actually called, or artificial intelligence, which is what Chris Gales was kind of explaining how it works when he uses his backup track when he's doing a live show. He was really thorough in explaining that. I think the real problem is that there is some misunderstanding that you need to be more than what you are. Let me be very clear about something. I was a dancer. I never say I was the greatest dancer ever, although, in my heart, I believe I probably was, because my own ego needs a little boost once in a while. But I knew that I was at least a good dancer. It was in my heart and it was passionate. And that was enough for me. I enjoyed it. I never tried to break out and do anything else because that's what I wanted to be when I grew up. Okay. So that didn't happen. I think what we're misunderstanding is that it's okay to just be an amazing singer, right? If you're Whitney Houston had a voice that was incredible. It was magnificent. It was given by the angels, if you want to believe in that. You know what I mean? Like, it was a gift. No matter how hard I rehearse, no matter how hard I try, I will never have a voice like Whitney Houston, right? That was her given, beautiful talent. But sistah-gurl Whitney Houston could not dance to save her life, okay? She could not dance at all. And she did dance in some of her videos, and, she did her best, and it was great or wonderful. But we all know Whitney Houston as an amazing singer. Whitney Houston also, to my understanding, did not write most of her songs. That doesn't make her any less of an incredible artist. So when we flip that and we talk about someone like Alicia Keys, I've never seen Alicia Keys dance. I've never seen her do any acting. But she plays the piano. She plays instruments. She writes her own music. That's also my understanding. And her voice is incredible. So she's an artist as well. There's nothing to take away from that. When we look at someone like Madonna, or we look at someone like Jennifer Lopez, or I'm going to also just talk about performing in general. When you are a performer and you are just so amazing at business and branding in the entertainment business, that is also an art form as well. The idea that someone would argue with me that Jennifer Lopez has the same exact talent voice-wise as someone like a Whitney Houston or an Alicia Keys is ridiculous. And I don't know Jennifer Lopez, but I doubt in my heart that she would sit in a room with me and say to me truthfully that she thought she had the same voice chops as any one of those two women. See what I'm saying? It is enough and brilliant that she is a performer and that she is gifted as a dancer, gifted as a person who performs on stage. And I said this already, but I loved her in Living Color. That's when I remember her. I love Jenny from the Block. I love some of her music, but I am not confused by her artistry as a voice singing person. I think we need to stop acting as if everyone who tends to be a celebrity and makes a lot of money and is always in front of us on, in the news or in social media or whatever, has to be equal in some way, shape, or form. Everyone has very, very different talents. And there are very, very unique people that can possess all of it, right? There just are not that many people who have all of it in one entity of a human being. I don't know how else to say that. We brought up Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx is a great example of somebody who can act, sing, dance. He's a comedian. He's got business sense. We talk about that. That's a very unique, genius type of individual. And it's not just that Jamie Foxx can sing. I mean, he can sing, right? He can really sing. So it's not a bad thing to be who you are. Let me give you an example of another person who I adore, also Latino, Lin-Manuel Miranda. Lin-Manuel Miranda, yes, he can sing, but he's actually a writer, a songwriter, right? And theater, but he can also act. And he writes beautiful music. And he's amazing. And he's a rapper. And there's just so much. He is this huge kind of business entity. But he would not sit here and argue with me that he has the same voice as Pavarotti. He would not. Look, I don't know Lin-Manuel Miranda either. But I'm just trying to say, I think it's okay for us to be okay with who we are when what we present is enough. You don't have to be everything and be brilliant at it. I'm going to go back to Whitney Houston here, and may she rest in peace because I love her. Whitney Houston, did a movie called The Bodyguard. I mean, she did a couple other movies as well. And I remember thinking to myself, I love this movie. I did. I loved the movie. It was fun. It was kind. It was adorable. You got to love Kevin Costner in it. It was just a sweet story. And she had a great album that came out with it. It was amazing. But she's not an actor. She wasn't fantastic. She was good. She was fun. It was okay. And it was a good movie to go see. But no one is going to put up Whitney Houston next to Viola Davis, right? When it comes to acting. So I think that's what we need to start understanding, not just as fans, but also as the celebrities themselves. The reason why Jennifer Lopez, I think, in my opinion, gets in trouble a lot, and some of it may not be her doing, because it's also a lot of people who are just talking and not actually verifying with her personally. But, the other part of it too is that there's this whole idea that she is a great singer. It's like everybody has to prove that she's a great singer. She doesn't have to be a great singer. She's a good singer. She's a great dancer. She's a great businesswoman. All of that is enough. My actual issues with Jennifer Lopez, and God, if I ever meet her or if she ever hears this podcast, I feel like we're going to have like this really good down deep conversation. You know what I mean? And she going to be like, who are you? You are nobody. Leave me alone. But, my whole thing is this, the whole beauty standard thing is my issues. With any celebrities who pretend that they haven't done any work and kind of try to come across as it's good genes or I just eat healthy. That angers me as somebody who lives here in Hollywood, as somebody who really doesn't care what you've done to yourself. If that makes you feel good, great. Knock yourself out with your Botox and your plastic surgery or whatever. My problem isn't with what we do to make ourselves feel better, because you all know how I feel about my gray hair. I am continuously dyeing my hair like every 3 weeks because I have like the Elvira strips of gray growing in all the time. But I really would go all gray if my hairdresser would just help me do it. But because I'm not gray everywhere, I guess it would be patchy and anyways, my point is I'm tired of dyeing my hair. But here's the thing, but I'm going to keep doing it. But here's the thing I want to say. My problem isn't with Botox or plastic surgery or doing all the things people do to make themselves look good, because we all do it every day. We get up, we brush our teeth. Some of us put on mascara. We get facials. We wear certain clothes. We do things to look beautiful, pretty, whatever, all the time. It's part of the human spirit to want to be attractive to other people, right? This idea that none of us care what we look like is baloney. Okay. So, I don't have a problem with all that. What I do have a problem with is beauty standards, right? That if you don't look a certain way and you have a wrinkle here or a wrinkle there or the gray hair, then you are no longer employable as an artist because people won't see you as young enough or pretty enough or cool enough or whatever it is. So that's a whole other conversation. And if I have any angst towards Jennifer Lopez's, I have heard her on interviews or in conversations having this weird discussion that she hasn't done anything at all. The fact that you can get up every day and work with a trainer and have a chef is enough, right? To be different than the regular woman working in America or around the world today to live up to those beauty standards. So I want her to be as beautiful and as stunning and as amazing as she is, because it's just art, right? It's just beautiful to watch. But what I don't want is the lies that might come with that. That's my problem with it, And let me go back to Alicia Keys and Beyonce, because I got an email about that too. And I think this deserves some clarification. So I am a Beyonce fan. I'm an Alicia Keys fan too, but I'll tell you the truth. If you put an Alicia Keys album in front of me or a Beyonce album in front of me, I'm going to go with the Beyonce album. And the reason why is, first of all, I love music that makes me dance, and Beyonce dances. Okay. Beyonce is all about performing. Beyonce is everything. She can sing, she can dance. She is just magnificent on stage. I love performers. I love people that when I watch them, it's not envy in a bad way. It's envy in like, oh my God, you're making me feel this great and this powerful and this beautiful and this on point. I wish I could do that for other people, right? So again, Beyonce and Alicia Keys never need to be equated to each other. They bring the same quality of art to the table, but they come to it from different points of view. And they create different types of art. Does that make sense? I hope it does. I am never, ever going to diss an artist. First of all, I'm sitting in my house doing a podcast for what? Maybe a few hundred people will listen to it when it posts on Sunday. And if I'm lucky, I'll get 1,000 downloads, which I'm grateful for. But my point is like, they are not worried about what I have to say, okay? And I am never going to question the brilliance in all of these people and how they've been able to create the businesses that they have for themselves and the world that they have for themselves, because they all do really great work and help other people. And that's what it comes down to for me. I don't care what your talent is. If your talent hurts other people or your talent doesn't do the best to help lift other people up, then I don't care what you do. I don't care what your talent is. You're meaningless to me, you know? So all of these people we're talking about are good and decent people doing the best they can. And let's remember that, right? Let's always look at things from the positive point of view. There is no one that we discussed in that live stream on Thursday that wasn't someone that wasn't a great pillar of possibility and helpfulness in what they do every day. And so you have to admire that. The other thing I want to say is we didn't talk about Harry Styles. I had brought it up. We didn't intend to not talk about Harry Styles. We kind of went off on a tangent with Lizzo, who, of course, we all love. And I love Harry Styles, too. Like, there's no hate. I have no hate. I love Harry Styles. I think he's great. And the reason why I think he's great is not just that I enjoy his music. I also enjoy how he uses his platform to be a supporter of everything, but also LGBTQ. He is also very supportive of women. He's also very supportive of older women. I don't know if he realizes that, but he seems to be a very beautiful and wonderful human being. And so somebody sent me a message saying that they wish we had talked more about Harry Styles. So maybe we're going to have Christopher Gales back on the show and have him talk more about other artists. Again, he is not going to ever say anything that is disrespectful. I mean, none of us would, right? Because he actually is in the music business. It's really easy for me to talk about the music business because I'm not in it. It's like talking about politics. I will say whatever I want because I'm not in politics. You know what I mean? So anyways, I just wanted to clear some of that up. I hope that helps a bit. Again, remember, this is all about how we can be as positive and uplifting as possible. And as far as, me supporting Latino artists, that's never going to be a question. I will always support good, amazing, quality artists, no matter where they come from, but especially uplifting those communities that are usually not talked about in that way, right? So whether it's the Asian community or whether it's Latinos or indigenous folks, I will always do my best to bring that to the table as well. So please don't make this a culture race thing when it comes to me dissing Jennifer Lopez. I would probably say the same thing if she had been any other race or culture or color. So I'm just throwing that out there. Okay, now I'm really going to get in trouble, right? So again, thank you always for stopping by. Please check out the live stream. If you want to check it out, it's on YouTube. You can follow all my links. They're all at allaboutthejoy.com or AATjoy.com. You can find me anywhere. And I hope to see you guys again this week on the live stream. And until then, have a beautiful one. Thanks for stopping by All About the Joy. Be better and stay beautiful, folks. Have a sweet day.